Hi everyone, this is Ivin for the 220 at 220generation.com. We just finished a portion of teachings where I addressed senior pastors. Next I'm going to talk about something very significant and very necessary, and I'm calling this balancing marriage and ministry. Balancing marriage and ministry is very important. Right, so you are ordained as a youth pastor. This happens either when you're married or you get married after you've been ordained youth pastor. Now, I've got a couple of points that I need to talk about, and you need to look out for them. I haven't got a lot of time, so I'm going to rush through the stuff, and if you can, make notes and later go through the stuff in detail. Right, unity is very, very important in your marriage. Don't let anyone, not even the senior pastor, drive a wedge or meddle in your marriage. Not driving you against each other. That's what the devil wants to do. The devil's business is, one, to destroy young people because of the promise that they have, and two, to destroy marriages. That's what he does. Today, those are the two major things he works on. Major, very prominent pastors are falling into this thing. Like for instance, Ray McCauley, Todd Bentley also got divorced lately or separated. That's what the devil does. He drives a wedge in marriages, and that's the way he kills ministries, because it slows down the pastor. Remember what I'm telling you now. Your marriage comes first, not the ministry. Your marriage comes first. Don't let anybody tell you different. It's not true that ministry becomes before marriage. It's God's institution. Marriage is God's institution. In my situation, I found in one ministry where I worked that the ministry was driving me hard and driving us hard and causing problems and really causing strain on my marriage. And that's one of the reasons I resigned. I just said, I can't do this anymore because my marriage is more important. And I believe, I'm not saying resign from your position, I'm just saying these things happen. All right. Remember, your wife is your ministry partner. You, for instance, you're a youth pastor, and I want to reveal something to you that you might not see. And it's something, a lot of the stuff that I'm telling you here comes from my wife. So it's good advice, okay? Your wife is with you in ministry. You must remember that. She should be involved in everything that you do, especially in ministering to the girls, because that's something that you cannot do. You're not able to do that. You sometimes we have youth pastors deal with ministry only. Most of the time it happens. And the pastor forgets that his wife also takes care of things at home. Please, listen to what I'm saying now. For the sake of your marriage, help out at home as well. Make time. Don't let the ministry drive you so hard that you do not have time for your wife or to help out at home. Do the dishes, Help out with the washing, or hanging up the washing at least. Cleaning the house, dusting. That is stuff that's very insignificant to you, but it's very important to your wife. It takes the pressure off your wife and it keeps your marriage healthy. That's the honorable thing to do. That's what God wants you to do. I really believe that. And this counts especially if you have kids. Then I want to tell you something very important. Are you listening? Listen to this. Do not counsel girls by yourself. It will damage your ministry, the youth ministry, probably the church, and of course your reputation. Do not counsel them alone. Do not counsel them or speak to them behind closed doors. Never be alone with anyone except your wife in any time, anyways. And you got that. It's very important. In all that I'm teaching you in Youth Ministry 101, this is probably the most important lesson I can teach you. It's one of the first things my mentor or my first senior pastor taught me, and it's a very valuable thing that I apply in my ministry at all times. So if you need to counsel a girl, have your wife with you, or at least one of your girl youth leaders, someone that you trust, but almost more specifically, it must be your wife. Right. Another couple of things. Do not discuss your marriage, especially intimate issues, with anyone at all in the church or the congregation. Don't even tell them, wives and pastors, don't even tell people what shorts you wear or what hobbies you have that people don't know about. It betrays trust. You need to trust each other, and you need to keep building the unity. Also, last final thought, a husband and a wife should always be equally busy or equally involved in the ministry. Remember, the wife is the helpmeet, and she should be involved. You should involve her in everything that you do. For instance, I let my wife do the sound sometimes. I let her do the catering. I allow her to do that. If you let your wife have a part in your ministry, she will flourish and you'll have a healthy ministry. And you don't do stuff, don't leave your wife at home. Don't leave her at home, because that will just create more problems. And keeping your wife busy is not a dominational thing. It's not a supreme or a man thing to do. It's a good, godly thing to do. Why? Because if your wife sits down, especially if she sits at home and does nothing, what will happen? The devil will sow negative and evil thoughts into her mind all the time. And before you know it, you have problems in your marriage. That's how you balance ministry and marriage. This is Ivin for you for the 220 at 220generation.com.